This episode of Lawyers Tell All is brought to you by Law Firm Conversions. If your law firm's phone is ringing, that only means your marketing is successful. It's what happens when the phone is answered that will drive your success or failure. Visit www.intakeacademy.com and claim your free copy of Chris Mullins' groundbreaking book for lawyers and law firms that gets every call converting to become a profitable client, showing you the steps you need to take to ensure the right person is answering the phone and answering it correctly. Welcome to the Lawyers Tell All podcast, where Chris Mullins, the preeminent sales and communications consultant in the legal industry, shows you how it looks through lawyers' eyes. Here, innovators in the trenches provide powerful insights that help you connect with new clients, handle the sometimes harsh realities of the legal profession, and embrace the mindsets needed to succeed. Be sure to visit our website at www.lawyerstellall.com. And while you're there, subscribe to us via your favorite network. Now, lean in, tune in, and let's take a deep dive.
Hello, everyone. It's Chris Mullins with Lawyers Tell All, and today I am going to be interviewing Jay Berkowitz, and I'm going to let Jay tell you about himself. Go ahead, Jay.
Well, thanks, Chris. I'm a little boy from a little town in Canada called Winnipeg, but I was lucky at my first job. I worked for McDonald's restaurants, and then from working in the small town to working in Toronto at head office and worked for McDonald's and Coca-Cola and big director of marketing kind of jobs. And I moved to the United States to work at a startup.com called ediets.com and really channeled my career into working in technology and online and digital and internet very early on. Like this was 2002. And
Yeah.
we were this startup spending $40 million on advertising on MSN, AOL, and Yahoo. And that made us one of the biggest online advertisers in the world at that time. And I had this tremendous test lab where we were spending $40 million to drive about 100,000 people a day to our website. And we were doing A/B testing and finding out what kind of banners did people click on? What kind of offers did they sign up for? And we were able to generate about $60 million in online sales to a subscription diet service at this company, eDiets. With a $40 million spend, we generated $60 million. So that was my deep dive into it, what worked on the internet. And then I was asked to speak at the Direct Marketing Association, a presentation and a book called The 10 Golden Rules of Online Marketing. And, I'm proud to say 20 years later that those rules have really stood the test of time. And they were high-level strategies for what works on the internet and what not to do.
Yeah.
And, 5 or 6 people came up to me after that presentation and said they wanted to hire me as a consultant. So essentially, I've been doing the same thing for 20 years. I speak at conferences, I get recommended, and we people with their digital marketing. And now in the last 4 or 5 years, we only work with attorneys. So we've really specialized in a niche because, frankly, it became so broad that the whole world was too complex to compete with every Amazon store and affiliates. And, we now specialize in internet marketing for law firms.
Where's your book? Is your book right there?
Yeah, well, the first book is above my shoulder here. It's this one. The 10 Golden Rules.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, I see it. Show everybody.
It's long.
Okay.
My new book is called Advanced Internet Marketing for Law.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm up this year.
Awesome. That's awesome. Okay. So now it's all law firms. One of the things I wanted to talk to you about was that I don't think is discussed that much is the mental health and wellness of like attorneys. I mean, everybody in a law firm, but starting with attorneys. And then, so I wanted to ask you a little bit about your own journey on health and wellness and what you've done, what's worked, what are you doing right now?
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'll give you a theory on the mental health of attorneys. But so, I guess I was lucky, and I played competitive sports. So we didn't necessarily do training for the sports, but we skated 6 times a week in Canada. I played competitive, first class hockey and ended up playing goalie on the University of Winnipeg Westman hockey team. And then the glory days were over, and I started working for an ad agency. Like I said, my first client was McDonald's restaurants, and there was a couple of sales guys who were like the radio sales guys or whatever, and they used to go to the gym, and it was kind of a foreign concept, but they're like, hey, you should come with us. You should come to the gym. So I got, fortunately, an early start of going to the gym and learning to work out, and it's really been a part of my life ever since. In either playing a sport or on the off days going to the gym, doing either cardio or weights. Then obviously joining eDiets was kind of a deep dive into health and wellness. And, I learned a lot of interesting things. I just thought I'd share a couple things. One is, I remember one of the nutritionists said, all diets work and no diets work. And I thought that was interesting, right? You're at a diet company, you're selling specific diets. And the concept's pretty simple, and we've all learned it. Those of us who've struggled with, weight loss over the years, if you apply yourself to any diet, it's going to work. I've done, very specific diets. I've done, just calorie reduction where one thing that works really well, eat half your meal and actually ask for a take-home box with, for the second half of the meal and be disciplined and just eat half, because we get way more calories at a typical American restaurant than we need. So, but being diligent and applying yourself, and, maybe the second extension of that I've found, at least for me, is that it's 1,000% or nothing, meaning you've got to stick with it 1,000%. You can't do like cheat meals. You can't do, I'll just have, one cookie. That generally doesn't work for those of us who are, at a diet challenge. So, if I get on a program, I've got to have 0 carbs, 0 sugar.
Right, exactly.
And I've got to be like 1,000%, 7 days a week for a period of time. And then, another thing I learned at eDiets that was interesting, or the extension of the All Diets Work, we were fortunate to meet Dr. Atkins before he passed away, and we did the first diet, the first Atkins diet, because Dr. Atkins wrote a book that was kind of like theories on weight loss, and we turned it into an online diet that was customized for your height, your weight, your age, medical conditions. And we also met Dr. Barry Sears from the Zone Diet.
Okay.
At the same time, and I met these two, the two preeminent diet gurus of that age. And one thing, again, the concept, all diets work, no diets work. But basically, the Atkins diet had a little hype that you could only eat steak, but if you actually, studied the diet, it was like 2 weeks where there was what they called the induction period, and you just ate, steak and chicken or whatever, whatever protein. And then after that, it turned into a diet that looked very much like the Zone Diet or Weight Watchers or any of the diets of then and now, which is, you eat lean meat, you eat 4 to 6 ounces of protein, you eat vegetables, you eat salads, you don't, have heavy salad dressings, and diets essentially are the healthy eating. It comes down to those same core principles. So, I think some of those things are as true today as they were 22 years ago when I was at eDiets.
Yeah, 100%. So so when we talk about the health and wellness of attorneys, because I think it used to be dentists that were number one for suicide, and now, and it's been for a while now, attorneys. So with your health and wellness program, self-care program that you've done and that you're doing, how has those strategies helped you in your thinking, in your day-to-day thinking, in your happiness, with your decision making?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the science of it or the, for attorneys specifically, but, I just know that if I work out in the morning, I start the day, I feel great, have way more energy, sleep better at night, which contributes to waking up and making it to the gym in the morning, or I play a lot of tennis. And you start the day feeling great. And when you get in a rut and you're not eating well, you're not exercising, and you're not sleeping well, you have way less energy and you feel like crap. So, it's really simple.
It is.
For me, I mean, maybe not for everybody, but if I try really, really hard to do something every day. So, if I'm really pressed for time, you can walk for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And that's the fastest exercise I can get. And obviously, this morning I was in the gym, got some cardio and some weights. That's a lifeline. And I started feeling awesome.
Yeah. But a few moments ago when I first mentioned about health and wellness and attorneys and mental health, you said I could talk to you about you said something about attorneys.
Yeah.
What about it? What is it? I'm just curious.
Well, you talked about the mental health, and one of the things I've learned, because we've probably consulted with 500 law firms, and I talk about this in one of my online webinars on YouTube, and we've been blessed. Like 300,000 people have watched our webinars, including learning about intake with Chris Mullins, the expert, and I think our top webinar is called Top 10 Technology Strategies for Law Firms. It's been viewed over 80,000 times. One of the things that I've learned, and I talk about this in our annual planning webinar, is a case study of two law firms. Both of them get about 5,000 visitors to their website. And one of them signs 80 clients a month. One of them signs 20 clients a month. And both of them are personal injury law firms. And one of them runs their operation very, very efficiently. They run a version of EOS, the Entrepreneurial Operating System. They're extremely numbers focused. They hold us accountable for their numbers. They hold their entire team accountable for the numbers. And they really know their numbers. They know how many leads they got, what their conversion rate is, where their signed clients came from, what's working, what's not working. We're constantly refining that. They've got, invested in training programs. Like we shot some videos with the attorney for our SEO purposes, with the attorney answering questions that we use for blogs and social media. And the attorney said, hey, can I book the same videographer for a full day training for his staff? So, one firm runs really, really well. The other firm is the exact corollary, right? Like they're, internally fighting.
Yeah.
Different people trying to give us direction. We had you meet with them. They couldn't answer the phone. They didn't answer the phone well. Huge turnover in the intake department, turnover in the attorneys, don't pay their bills on time, all the parts of a broken business. And so what's the lesson there? If you run your business well, you run on an operating system, you treat your people well, you have low turnover. And guess what? The attorney who runs that business has low stress, looks great, finds a lot of time to, take trips and exercise, and he loves to get in the ocean. On the other hand, the other guys are, constantly in disarray, look terrible, always going through health problems. So, I think the moral of the story is, if you run your life and run your business with some of the common best practices we all know, it's no secret that, your life's better, your business is better, your health is better, everything goes with the win,
Yeah. Okay. I forget the name of the program. Was it that you did a while ago? And I learned about it.
75 hard.
Yeah, come on. Talk about that.
Yes. I guess it's 2 years ago now. I was listening to a podcast by Andy Frisella, and it was originally called the MF CEO, and he changed it to the Real AF, Andy Frisella. And he has I guess a supplements company called First Form, but he doesn't even talk about it really on the shows. And so the MF CEO was really motivating young people to become business owners, and Real AF is dealing with a lot of societal issues. But he was, a pretty heavy guy, but he was also like a big weightlifter guy. So he was a massive guy. And I think he said he got to around 350 pounds, and he kept, hitting like, he wouldn't even go on the scale, but he felt he probably hit like 380. And
Even like a long time ago,
yeah, like, well, not that long ago, like in the
Oh.
2015, 2016.
Okay.
Anyways, what he realized was kind of a version of what I talked about before. It's like, I can't have cheat meals. Like I can't,
Yeah.
take a day off. I've got to go all in when I'm on my program. And, he realized the same thing. So he came up with this concept of 75 hard. So for 75 days, you work out twice a day. And the minimum workout is a 45-minute intentional walk. So, typically you'd go to the gym or play tennis and then do a walk or play tennis and at night, hit some weights. And he's a big muscle guy. So obviously cardio and weights is typical for that kind of body type. And then, so you work out twice a day, you take a selfie, which really helps, it holds you accountable, follow a diet, and he doesn't, but any diet, pick it, stick with it, no cheating. You read 10 pages of a nonfiction book. And I'm probably missing one or two other things, but so anyways, accomplished that, did it for 75 days. There's an app that comes with the program. And if you forget to even like put your selfie in, you wake up in the morning, you've got Andy like growling at you. He's like, did you cheat? Go back to the start if you didn't finish, and like sometimes you like forget to put your selfie in. And you're allowed to like forget to put it in, but you're not allowed to not take your selfie.
Yeah, right.
So if you miss anything, you got to go back to the start. So anyways, I got through the 75 and then I found out there's actually a year program called Live Hard. And there's 3 additional 30-day pulses where you go back to two workouts a day. And he adds some other fun things like the 5-minute cold shower, 10 minutes of visualization. You had to find someone new to talk to every day. And I was doing it, during late COVID. It was a little challenging, but I did a lot of those meetings on Zooms. But sometimes it was like 11 o'clock at night, and I hadn't met anyone new, so I would go on like Clubhouse and find someone to do a one-on-one with.
Oh no way!
But look, it's you're all in or you're zero. So, anyways, it's a phenomenal program. I encourage you to check out Andy Frisella or the Real AF, and it's all free. The program's completely free, and a huge amount of success stories. Like hundreds of thousands of people have done this program.
Well, share some of the horror stories now. When it was like maybe pouring rain or freezing out, and you had to go get her done. I mean, come on.
Look, I live in South Florida, so the guys who do it in Minneapolis, and do it in raining sleet, in the winter, they they really had another level of mental toughness. But that's something else that Andy talks about is like there's huge mental toughness. A couple times I bought some weights at home and I subscribed to Beachbody. So a lot of times I would do a Beachbody workout in the living room. But that's the other thing. One of the workouts has to be outdoor. So that's where the rain and sleet comes in. So a few times, like I hadn't gotten in my outdoor workout, and so I had to work out outdoors. So we have a little bit of a sheltered porch. So a couple of times I was outdoors with my weights and my Beachbody on my phone doing like a 45-minute and it was raining and it was miserable as heck. But I can't, that pales in comparison to the folks in Canada or Minneapolis.
Right, exactly. I'll tell you just briefly what I do, and it's been a big journey for me too, but I have a SEAL fit. Well, she's a Navy SEAL trainer, and I meet with her twice a week on Zoom. And then I have a personal trainer I meet twice a week in person. And I do crucibles every weekend.
Awesome.
So,
crucibles.
Well, for me, right now, my current crucible is running 45 minutes. And then after that, immediately doing 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, and 100 burpees.
Oh, that's awesome.
All at once.
In a bad way. Awesome.
No, I mean, all at once.
You ran one marathon or multiple marathons?
Oh, I've run multiple marathons, triathlons. I'm training right now for a 30-mile ultra in October.
Oh, that's
so. Yeah, it's a journey. I get it. It's the same, and I don't know, but you have to reach a certain place up here before you actually can kind of like flip the switch and get moving, you know? So, mental toughness is probably the most important, I think. Okay, so just a couple other things here about, you talk about your 3 core values. I'm looking at my notes here. Honest results, constant communication, and innovation. How is it that you hold yourself and your team accountable for executing that every day?
Well, thank you for that. We went all in on EOS, the entrepreneurial operating system. So we've been self-implementing for 2 years, but we got a professional implementer, one of the best, Gerardo Escalona. And we did it, full on with, the full day EOS training. So one of the exercises, you come up with your company's core values. And then from those core values, we wrote our marketing brief and developed some new marketing materials. And the first one, honest results, comes from, part of it is something that we feel is part of our core integrity, and part of it is, versus competitors. And a lot of competitors in the legal digital marketing space, they won't give you any data. They won't give you your website. So if you leave, you don't get your website, you don't get your AdWords account, your analytics account. We're dealing with it right now. Our client can't get their historical analytics.
Oh.
The honest results is we're going to share with you the results every month. We give you a full data set, and if we're up, obviously we celebrate. If we're down, we give you a plan to, here's where we're down a little bit, and here's what we're doing to course correct. The communication piece is also about, again, it's something we do really, really well. And we've always held 2 meetings a month with our clients. And that's somewhat self-serving in that, if the client shows up at a meeting, they see what we're doing, they see the results, get them to approve things. Cause we don't typically add things to the website if the client doesn't approve it. So they're accountable to show up on a Zoom meeting for half an hour. But when they show up, we're organized, we've got the reports, we've got a PowerPoint, we run them through a fun and enjoyable, we tell the joke of the week every week.
Yeah, I think I've been on a couple of those. Yeah.
And, obviously people are thinking, well, what's the joke of the week? The joke of the year last year was, what's a lawyer's favorite drink? The subpoena colada.
Oh, okay.
Works every time.
Okay.
And then, what's the third one? You have the.
So we had honest results, constant communication, and innovation.
Yeah, and innovation's been a core part of our business. Part of it is I'm just I always love the new stuff. I'm an early adopter, but we've throughout the years been on the sort of cutting edge of what's going to work. And one of our core, 10 golden rules is lead the trends. And the basic philosophy is that if we can figure out what's going to be the next big thing, and we can apply it either for ourselves or for our clients, you've got a 3 to 6 month window before the whole market figures things out.
Yeah.
So going back in time, the first one was the pop-up. And I always talk about, remember in those early days when you'd be on Expedia and a Travelocity pop-up would pop up? You'd be like, oh, great, I'm going to check the price of the flight and see if I get a better price on this other site.
Right.
And then you'd go with the competitor, and you might even forget you were on the first travel site. But those pop-ups started, you started getting 6 and 8 and 10 of them, and then they drove you crazy. And then hey, I hate pop-ups. And all of that happened within 6 months. They went from getting 30% click-through rates to being, the Scrooge of the internet. So that's an example of that. And over the years, we've, I invited a lot of people to Twitter for the first time ever. And we did a blog and a podcast, and blogs and podcasts for our clients before most people had heard of these things. And in the last couple of years, we've become one of the leading industry experts on the Google screened local service ads. And that was a tremendous opportunity. We got our client, I think they were the 5th person approved and screened by Google in New York City. And so when there's only 3 spots at the top and it was rotated between 5 guys, we got a couple hundred leads before some people had even heard of this program.
Oh,
So we've been able to, now we're very expert. We've got what we call our secret algorithm to help our clients get more of those positions, those highly valued positions in the top 3 right at the top of Google screen. So that's our sort of core of innovation and staying ahead of the curve on the stuff that matters.
right. Perfect. I love that. Okay, so everybody make a note. Honest results, constant communication, and innovation. Perfect. Awesome. Any last words for everybody, Jay?
No, the only thing I would say is please, come check out those YouTube videos. You can, 10 Golden Rules, TEN, goldenrules.com. We're pretty much everywhere or Jay Berkowitz on LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter. And, happy to meet with y'all. And, the ultimate is if your web guys, your SEO guys are not giving you honest results and constant communications and innovation, I'd love to meet with you. That'd be a great fit.
Perfect. Awesome. Thanks so much, Jay. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Chris.
All right. So long, everyone. We'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you for tuning in to Lawyers Tell All, where Chris Mullins takes you on a journey with lawyers in the trenches who show you the realities of what it takes to succeed in this chaotic, crowded, ever-changing profession. Remember to visit our website at www.lawyerstellall.com and enjoy even more great episodes like this one. Again, while you're here, subscribe to us via your favorite network. We look forward to seeing you next time on Lawyers Tell All.